I would say the rarest and most valuable item that I own right now is an 𝗖𝗎𝗓 Pokemon card that was issued at his 60th birthday. It's a PSA 10. There are only maybe 100 in existence. This is the only perfect one, and I think it's a seven-figure item.
A seven, and what did you pay for it?
I paid around $100,000.
When did you buy it?
About 2 months after the 60th birthday. Now, I want to be clear. I was invited. I was supposed to be there. I left early because I had young kids, and I decided to buy this item later because I felt like I missed out. But yeah, not one of my best moments, but turned out to be a great moment.
So it appreciated from $100,000 to seven figures
I think so.
In how long?
Roughly 5 years. Because I get offers, unsolicited offers for roughly $400,000 or $500,000. So I believe when you have those types of offers and it's not in an auction where really the second highest bidder pushes the first highest bidder, that's when you finally find out what something's truly worth.
Has Logan Paul tried to buy it from you?
No, but Logan and I have spent some time together on Pokemon, and Logan's interest was in the PSA 10 Illustrator card, which, by the way, is probably the GOAT of Pokemon cards because it also is a one-of-one PSA 10, but it is so well known and so well embraced. It was a 1997 or 1998 𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗪 card that was put out in a promotional fashion, and the fact that any of them were perfect really blew our minds. Logan reached out to me because he knew that I was a collector. This was just before COVID or right during COVID, and he asked me, he's like, will you tell me, what is the greatest Pokemon card of all time? And I said, well, the most valuable Pokemon card of all time is this PSA 10 𝗪𝗪𝗧𝗪 Illustrator card. And he said, okay. And we started talking back and forth. And he said, where is it? And I just happened to know the guy that owned it in Dubai. So I reached out to him. And over a series of events, he put together over $5 million to buy the card.
What do you mean put together?
Well, it was interesting, okay? Because the offer that I had received from my friend in Dubai was $6 million. Or a $4 million in cash and a trade for a PSA 9 Illustrator card. So it was either or. So Logan reaches out to me one day on video. He's, get on FaceTime. So I get on FaceTime, and he's holding up the PSA 9. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, oh my God, he actually did it. And he goes, now I want the 10. Now I want the 10. And I was like, bro, that means you're going to have to throw $4 million at this. And he was like, I know what it means. So he was very generous. He invited me to come out with him. We flew to Dubai and did the deal. And everything about it is legitimate. Like, I know that there's always questions, what's real, what's not real in this world of AI and reality and fantasy blurring. That was 100% real.
What do you think the card's worth now?
It's interesting. I don't know because it is such rare air. I will say this, though. The GOAT cards in other categories are 10x that. So, Pokemon is a critical part of trading cards and of the TCG or sports cards universe, however way you look at it. And I will tell you that the GOAT cards in other areas are $50 million. The T206 Honus Wagner PSA 8 is a $50 million card. The 1952 PSA 10 Topps Mickey Mantle rookie card, there's only 3 of them. It's a $50 million card. So, to think that the highest valued card in Pokemon is 5, there may be some upside there.
What's an item you lost out the most amount of money because you sold too early? You owned it, you improperly timed the sale, and you lost money.
It's interesting. I haven't done a lot of selling. I will say this. Where I lost money was in my desire to hold things because I like to collect and I wanted a life story of collectibles. For me, the idea was collect over a lifetime that involves both my professional life and my personal life, okay, because a lot of those lines are blurred. And then one day when I'm like 70 years old, have this grand auction where my kids would be there and they'd be very proud of this massive result. Now, of course, the world throws you curveballs. So, of course, the biggest loss for me was that I'm not going to be able to do that due to the Pacific Palisades fire. Now, that's okay. I'm okay with it. I've had plenty of time. Plus, I had very good insurance, and that could be a topic that I would love to hit on because I'm telling you, people need to insure and take care of their stuff. I did. I had 1,000 items individually insured. And as a result, here I am feeling relatively resilient about all of it.
So you were affected by the Palisades fire and you had all of your collectibles there, basically.
I had 99.9%. I had a couple vaults where I had collectibles that were not in the home because some of them were so valuable that I just decided that it, for whatever reason, would be best not to have them local.
So what was the value of your collectibles that you had lost?
Oh, gosh. Many, many millions. I would say roughly $7-8 million.
And how much did it cost to insure them?
You know, insurance is one of the best things that you can do, and it's one of the least expensive things that you can do. And I'll tell you, it's around $5,000 per million per year to have complete insurance on your items. Now, for me, I will say I had complete insurance, but the value had escalated. So with the value escalation, I didn't do a good job keeping up with the latest values. And I cut myself some slack on that. Like, who does that? Who goes to their insurance company every year? I'm telling you, do it.
I do.
You do it?
Yeah.
I'm very impressed.
Every year, because I get the renewal letter and I look through and I say, okay, that's gone up in value, that's gone up in value. And it's stated value, so you can just say what you want to insure it for.
Yeah. That's smart.
Yeah.
And by the way, the insurer was so incredibly realistic with the valuations. They understood collectibles. So, but yeah, I mean, look, I left millions of dollars on the table. I'm okay with it, but I want to influence other people to never let that happen to themselves. So what I tell people is the day that's the most important to your loved ones is like Valentine's Day, right? Every Valentine's Day, do the right thing for your loved one. And go look at all of your collectible items, all of your insurance, and make sure that you have prepared them correctly, whether it's life insurance, personal insurance, collectibles, jewelry, art, all of that. Make sure you take care of the people that you love. And I can tell you that I mostly did. I'll give myself a B+.
If you have a cat, you know that keeping them healthy is a non-negotiable. And a big part of that really just comes down to diet. By choosing a quality cat food, you're buying more time with your cat and giving them a happier, healthier life.
That's exactly why we are so excited to partner with 𝗪𝗏s. 𝗪𝗏s is fresh, human-grade cat food that does so much more than just feed your cat. It helps them live a full, healthy life.
Not only is 𝗪𝗏s healthier for your cat, but it also noticeably improves their energy. In fact, 88% of cat parents say that after feeding 𝗪𝗏s, their cat is softer and shinier and has more energy to play.
𝗪𝗏s recipes are over 80% protein, which helps your cat build the muscle they need, and they never use fillers or artificial ingredients.
Personally, I found that finding the right cat food is really difficult because in my case, I have one cat that will literally eat anything. Like, you leave any morsel of food on the table, it just will eat it. The other cat's extremely picky, but with 𝗪𝗏s, they both enjoy it. It's the perfect fix.
If you're ready to find your forever cat food, 𝗪𝗏s is perfect for you, and for a limited time, because you're a nice coffee hour listener, you get 60% off your first order plus free shipping and free treats for life when you head to 𝗪𝗏s.com/iced. That's 60% off your first order plus free shipping and free treats for life when you head to 𝗪𝗏s.com/iced.
Thank you again to 𝗪𝗏s for sponsoring this podcast.